It's that time of the week once again. Welcome to the Departure Lounge podcast with your host, Tom Whittle, your ticket to the home of aviation podcasts and the home of the awesome game show Quizness Jet. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
Thank you to our channel member, Ian Meadows. Yes. Hello. Very good evening to you all. Welcome to the Departure Lounge podcast here on the Departure Lounge YouTube channel. And I hope, because I know this is going to get copied, I hope you, I hope you are well. Welcome to episode number 104. We are reviewing the Paris Air Show 2023, and boy, do we have a lot to talk about. Joining me this evening is, of course, he's not upside down this time, Jack Rolls. Jack, good evening to you. How are you?
Fantastic. How are you, Tom?
Very well, despite the gremlins of YouTube earlier this on this wonderful day of trying to do a flight sim stream and then deciding it was going to go tits up. So there you go. But other than that, all good. How was your weekend been?
Yeah, fantastic. Hit another currently hit another milestone, 138 subs. So it's all going fine and dandy.
And rising.
Yeah.
And rising. Got to keep doing what you're doing. That's all you got to do. Wonderful. Right. So, yeah, we are here to talk about the Paris Air Show. What a wonderful week of business and displays and all sorts over at Paris Le Bourget. We're going to dive straight into it very, very shortly. But before we do any of that, we're going to go and do some housekeeping. So, if you want to follow us on social medias, you can. You've got the usernames at the bottom of the screen right there. Or you also can click the links that are in the description below as well, if that makes it any easier for yourselves. You have literally, I think, about a week left to get your Pride t-shirts. I think today was Pride Day, so happy Pride Day, everybody. For those that celebrate it, of course. If you want to sort of get the collection there after, I think, next Friday, or this Friday coming, I think, they will go off the shop, and you won't be able to get them. So if you want to purchase one, you can do so for the next week. Failing that, of course, we have a new link which you can show your support to the channel for. It's in the pinned comment at the top of the chat. We tried it earlier on the flight sim stream, the failed one, and it seemed to work quite nicely for everybody, and it's a lot easier to use apparently than the super chat. And YouTube doesn't take nothing from it. So if you want to show your support and make sure that I get all of it that goes back into the channel, you can click the link in the pinned comment at the top of the chat. And lastly, if you wish to be a guest on the show, regardless to what it is, whether it's the quiz, there are still places open for that. Rate my liveries, you can do that as well. Or just come on for a chat like Jack has about a particular topic. You can get involved by dropping me a message on social media, and we'll get you on the show as soon as possible. So So I nearly had the Lee Evans thing, and they're like sesame seed soup. Anyway, that it's constantly been in my head all day. I have no idea why. Let's say hello to the wonderful people in the chat. No sound effects this evening, so we can't do the X-Files one for both Caitlin and Max. But we'll say hello anyway. So we have Darren Graham Photography says good evening all from Heathrow. It's warm up there. I looked at it on the news, it's like 30 odd degrees, and I'm sitting here like, yeah, it's 18 degrees here. It's lovely. But a very good evening to you. Ian Meadows, hello to you. Watching Rick Astley at Glastonbury. He's not bad. We have, of course, got Max. I'm not doing it. Caitlin as well. Hello to you. Bruce, meep to you. Good evening. Then other names we have Wayne Hartshorn, hello to you. Ali Cat, hello. Welshie Kev, hello to you. Carl Crawford, good to see you. Faring Travels, hello to you. Lee Class as well. Going to go through the list. Len Keeble, hello. Who else have we got here? I'm just literally scrolling through. I don't want to miss anybody out. Gail, hello to you. Sarah, hello to you. Jim Gamble, of course, hi to you, and that is pretty much that. So get your thoughts in on anything that we're going to chat about this evening as well, and of course we also have the giveaway. So and I should have brought it down because I've put it back up on the thing, but I will bring it down towards the end of the show. So we've got the giveaway to announce and finally open for everybody to enter as well. So Jack and I are here to talk about the Paris Air Show. Jack, what a show it was. Obviously, you and I were not there.
No.
But I've kept an eye on it on social media throughout the entire week, and it has brought up some very, very interesting, not just deals, but there are other bits and bobs to go with it as well, which we might not touch upon this evening, but we're mainly sticking with the orders and the participants and things like that. As always, show stealer for the flying displays. We'll bring it up onto the screen now. An aircraft that we both kind of, I mean, you love it. I like it, but I also think it might not be needed. But that's just my own opinion. But we'll get into that shortly. The 777-9, again, stealing the show with its wonderful acrobatics for such an amazingly massive aircraft. Did you see any of the displays?
Yeah, I did. The obviously the Rafale, that's just pinpoint accuracy. Patrouille de France, very, very good display. Actually, they also had the Rafale and the Politis PC-21 in a dogfight scenario, which is pretty special to see.
Yes, I only watched the highlights of the displays, like the 777X and the 737-10 as well, which I'll bring up on screen as well. It just looks like too much airplane. It really does. But yeah, so these two were obviously the show stealers for the displays and stuff. Obviously, trying to draw up orders and things like that. I believe throughout the list of orders, the 737-10 didn't pick up any, if I'm correct. The only ones that have ordered so far, and this was before the air show, were Ryanair. But I don't think it's picked up a single order, or maybe wrong. Might be wrong. Let me just go through the list here and just look. I'm maybe somebody's ordered it. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think anyone ordered it. If you do know, let me know in the chat. I don't think anyone's ordered it though. So where do you stand, Jack, with the 737-10?
I got to say the same thing as what you said. I think it's too much aircraft for what it can be. I mean, the Dash 8, that's just the right size for me, and the 9. But this just looks too big of an aircraft to be used for commercial operations. It's
interesting because obviously Ryanair, as we mentioned, Ryanair are the only ones that have ordered. I know United also have got some as well. There's one that's got some on order. I don't think it's even got its certification yet either. It's interesting because you see the other orders and stuff, which we'll get onto in a second. You see the Max 8, the Max 9 getting the orders, even the Max 7, which we will literally jump into shortly, and talk about our surprise with that. But nothing for the MAX 10 and a lot of orders for the A321. So do we sort of think that this aircraft really probably isn't needed?
I'd say so. And the fact that the A320s are getting more love than this aircraft tells a picture to what's happening during the aviation world.
I'm interested to know what the chat thinks about this particular aircraft, because I know it's a 737. I know it's the Max version, and I know about the history behind everything. But I want to know what people think, not just about this, about the airplane itself, but the fact that obviously the only orders coming from it are United and Ryanair. Obviously, massive orders for Ryanair with about 200, I think it was, that were ordered. But I just want to sort of gauge an understanding, really, for what people think about the aircraft. Do, I say, get opinions in, everything else that you want to get in during the show while we go through all the orders, whether you think it's a right move, bad move, etc., etc. First one coming in from Carl Crawford saying that Boeing don't need it. The A321 is a better plane. I think that would probably be the best way of describing it. Is the A321 is far superior, because it's not like it's undergone a massive change. So it's one of those. It's a strange one, because you look at the A321, the body doesn't change. They just add extra fuel tanks, etc., for longer range. But yeah, I just obviously there's a lot of faith in Airbus at the moment, so maybe that's what it is, and that's why lots of airlines are picking the A321 as opposed to the 737 the 737 Max 10 in particular. Alison, hello to you. She says that's because the A320 series is a really capable and versatile platform. Boeing need to do a clean sheet design to compete now. What do you think, Jack?
So I've got to say, between the A320 and the 737 Max 10, I've got to say the A320 is a more superior aircraft. I mean, Boeing have had so many differentials with this aircraft. It's just what's set it down is the slight incidents that it's been having.
Sorry, I should have mentioned it as boring, because Alison says no, I spelled it right. She said boring instead of Boeing. Yeah, sorry about that. I forget that. Not a fan. But yeah, it's one of those weird scenarios, I think, when it's the Max 9 itself is not. I don't think it's doing too well anyway, the Max 9. So to bring out a Max 10 version to try and compete with sort of the XLR of the A321, I think is crazy. But then you can also understand, because Michael O'Leary will want to splash the cash and try and make a statement sort of signing by, ordering whatever it was, like 200 odd aircraft for the Max 10, but they are the only ones that seem to have it, as well as United. I don't see anybody else going for it, unless you get airlines in like Indonesia that will maybe go for it, like a Lion Air or something like that. But even they've got Max 9s and stuff, and maybe they think that's too much aircraft anyway. So it's a strange one, and I'm fairly certain there was no orders for the Max 10 at the air show. But talking of the orders, we're going to go straight into them, and we'll do the 737 Max 7 in a bit, but we'll go in order as to how they were. The first one that came through very, very early on day one of the Paris Air Show was Qantas and their agreement to order 9 A220 aircraft. These are to replace their Boeing 717 airplanes that have started to be retired over in Australia. They've gone to America, I think it is. They're doing quite a long route for retirement. But I think it looks absolutely stunning in the Qantas livery. I really like this, and I think this is a really, really, really good shout for Qantas to order this airplane for their domestic operations.
I mean, I've got to say, I completely agree with you. I mean, it's such a sleek design, and how the aircraft looks and all that. It's just absolutely gorgeous.
So what it says from the official press release for this was Australia's Qantas airline has finalised an incremental order for 9 A220-300s, bringing its total backlog for the single aisle type to 29. The A220 was originally selected by Qantas as part of a major fleet replacement program in May 2022, which also included orders for the A321 XLR and the A350 1000. The carrier had announced its intention to order the additional A220s in February this year. So this was an order that was already in the books. Qantas said, yep, we're going to go ahead and we are going to order some more. And they waited till Paris to do it. I think, like I said, perfect aircraft for its short haul operations. I think the 717 didn't quite have the capabilities that this aircraft does. If you think about Air Baltic fly theirs on long haul flights to Abu Dhabi from Riga. And things like that. So this is quite a big thing, and honestly, I'm very jealous of the Aussie spotters that are going to be able to spot this at their airports. And plus, it gives you a bit more range, so you can do a little bit more in terms of opening up maybe newer routes that are slightly longer that the 717 couldn't potentially do. So I think for me, and we'll do this as a rating sort of thing, as like a thumbs up, thumbs down, or thumbs in the middle kind of thing. I don't know about you, Jack, but I think Qantas ordering the A220, adding more to their fleet, shall we say, is a massive thumbs up, because I think it's a perfect fit for Qantas.
100%. I mean, you look at when you see the Air Baltics. I mean, the way that fuel efficiency, the way that it's becoming more efficient, as in, I mean, the Boeing 717s, as you said, they're an old aircraft, so that they're getting towards their time. But these brand new A220s, you're looking at more fuel efficiency, but more aerodynamics, all that type of thing for better fuel economy. And
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And you can see now as well that obviously the with the whole Project Sunrise thing, with the 787s and the A350s and that were up for debate, and Qantas have decided to go with the A350. You can see that they're firmly sort of looking towards Airbus for their sort of future operations, and you don't really see, they've got a massive fleet. I say massive fleet. They've got quite a big fleet of 737-800 aircraft, and it surprised many that they didn't order the MAX aircraft because of the fact that they had so many 737s. So I can literally see a transitioning period for Qantas to go from Boeing and switch over to Airbus, especially with the A380s that they'll keep for a while. The 350s to do their Sydney to London route as well, picking that over the 787. It's very exciting times for Qantas and aviation in Australia as a whole, I think.
Yeah,
go on.
Yeah, so as in you said, so this transition, if it does end up happening, I can see exactly why it's gonna approve, because I think Bayern may have shot themselves in the foot with the 787 Max 10. That's in my opinion.
And I'm now thinking along the same lines as Wayne, and I'm thinking, imagine that as a model. Imagine that as a model. Oh, a definite pre-order is waiting to happen with that one. Lots of people enjoying the thumbs up, or saying it's a thumbs up. Alison saying a great fleet mix for Qantas. Absolutely. Obviously, they'll have the 787s to do. I think they'll probably keep the Perth to London route and keep the 787s on it. And once the A380s eventually go out, everyone's putting thumbs ups and 10 out of 10s and God knows what. So I think that's a good shout. Shout. What do you replace the 330 with more? Oh, okay, interesting. So Lee Class asking the question, and we'll answer this one. If again, opinions, questions, whatever you want to do, chuck them our way. We'll answer them throughout the evening. But Lee Class asks, what do you think will replace the A3? They'll replace the A330 with more 787s or the 330 Neo?
I'm going to say the A330 Neo because I mean it is so much more fuel efficient, and the fact that it's a much more aerodynamic aircraft. I just think 330 is going to be a showstopper in my opinion.
I think personally that's why they've ordered the XLR, the A321.
Yeah.
I honestly do. I honestly think that's why they've ordered so many of them, because it's very difficult to, considering that the A330 fleet went over to Jetstar. Lots of them have come back to Qantas. They tend to fly them across to America, within Asia, things like that. Again, do they need such a? I say such a big aircraft, but it all depends on the loads of the flights that they do with the 330, and do they need such a big aircraft to do it? And then maybe that's why they've ordered the XLR. I don't know. Maybe they're looking at the 330 Neo and thinking, yeah, absolutely. Let's replace the 200s with the 330 Neo. But then I think they probably would have already done that. So that's why I think the XLRs have been brought in to do those extra long routes that the 330 does, but do it with less aircraft and less money spent by traveling on the, for the fuel and passenger loads and everything else that comes with flying 7-8 hours on an A330 or whatever. You can do it easily on an A321 XLR. So I think personally that's why they've brought them in. But I'll be interested to see what people think. Alison thinks that they'll go for the Neo because it's a mixed fleet capable with the 350, which again is also an interesting choice. Alison also going for the mixed fleet on the 320, 330, or 330 and 350 crew. Cost savings are huge. So it's one of those, isn't it? It's what I personally, that's what I think. That I think the 321 Neos or XLRs have been brought in for that specific reason, because they'll look to get rid of the A330s. So that's personally what I think. But I think it's a very good move to bring in the A220s, and it will look absolutely stunning. Ian Meadows says, don't think anyone ordered the 330 Neo at Paris. Wrong. Wrong. Couple ordered the 330 Neo, but we're going to go on to, understandably, the biggest sort of headline that came out from the first day, let alone the entire air show, the first day of the Paris Air Show, which was, of course, the huge order placed by Indigo for 500 of the A320 Neo family, ranging from the 321 and the 321 Neo and the 320 Neo, which, Jack, as we mentioned before, and we both said, well, we didn't say this, but we said it in a more colourful term, but we sat there and went, wow.
Yeah.
1,000 aircraft on order with Airbus for Indigo. First of all, what do you make of this order?
I mean, fair play to them. It gives them more of a dynamic effect. I mean, if they got this amount of orders, they can literally go further in the pipeline if needed be.
It's I sat there and I had to literally do a double take and maybe a triple take when this came through, because I was like, 500 aircraft. Like, I dread to think how much that costs. I really do. I can't find the figure anywhere, but it's honestly so frightening. But at the same time, it's a good decision, because with Airbus, we know that there are jobs in the UK and Germany, Italy, I think, France, of course. So what this does is this opens up a lot more job prospects because of the massive order that they've put in. And of course, these will be delivered well into 2030, 2040, as they sort of, fulfill the 1,000 aircraft order. And I honestly, it's the biggest order or the biggest single purchase agreement in the history of commercial aviation, which is why I absolutely sat there and went, what? 500 aircraft. It's honestly absolutely insane. But the interesting thing that comes out of it is that Indigo, from what I've read from a lot of people that have reviewed Indigo are the preferred airline in India over Air India. And considering Indigo haven't been around for too long, and Air India have this like legacy and things like that, it's frightening what they can achieve with this amount of aircraft and just their aspirations to become, ideally, to them, probably the biggest airline in the world. Yeah, what do you say? What do you say to it? Because it's just it's I mean, top notch to Airbus for getting this order, because this is absolutely incredible. I've seen Twitter and I've seen people talking about it, and everyone's just sitting there going, "Wow!" Like it's frightening. But like I said, it opens up a lot more than just bringing airplanes into a fleet. It's opening up job opportunities in all these different countries for people that maybe want to go work on these sort of things, and it allows need more manpower to deliver these 1,000 odd aircraft and things like that. I don't think they're due for delivery until sort of, I think it's a few years' time, I think, because they've got a backlog of orders anyway, so they need to fill those first before adding on top of these ones. But it is, I mean, it's just, I mean, listen to this, for example. Where was it? Yeah, so Indigo is among the fastest growing carriers in the world since its first and this is important to remember, since its first A320neo aircraft was delivered in March 2016. Okay, so 2016, its fleet of A320neo family has grown into one of the world's largest, with 264 in operation. So over 7 years, they've had 264 aircraft delivered to them. Of 162 A320neos, 79 A321neos, 21 A320 standard version. I'm not going to say CEO because that's stupid. And 2 A321 freighters. Indigo placed its first order with Airbus in 2005 for 100 A320 family aircraft, and again in 2021 for 180 A320 aircraft, including the Neo in 2014 for 250 of the Neo family, and in 2019 of 300. So now it's just literally a stumbling block of, you're doing so well, we've got all this money, we're just going to order 500 of the. I mean, it's frightening the amount of aircraft they'll have, but it will do them some good. And there was also rumors that they were going to order long haul, which never happened. And I think a lot of people were expecting it because of the order that they had already placed. It is frightening. It's honestly frightening how much aircraft. Not even Emirates could sit there and go, we can do better than that, because they probably wouldn't be able to. It's honestly frightening. I want to know what people think in the chat about this particular thing, because it is frightening. They'll obviously have like flights to Dubai within India, probably reach out to a few more places. I don't know if they'll send the Neos to like Europe, to like Istanbul maybe, or Rome is probably within distance of the 321 maybe. Max saying it's a good choice from Indigo. It would be, because they already have them in the fleet, but to add so many more is crazy. Caitlin saying a very good decision. Gail loves the Neo. Carl Crawford says just shows that Airbus is better than Boeing. Ian Jones, hello to you, says 1,000 how much each? And Alison says a frightening $120 million per jet list price. So if someone would like to do the maths, because I'm not going to do it because I'll give myself a heart attack. Yeah, it's crazy. Ian Jones also said they would have to be leased, maybe, possibly. Carl Crawford, definitely not a typo. Definitely not a typo. I don't know whether I should read this, but I'm going to. Ian Meadows says that its new owner was announced as Mohammed O'Leary. Oh dear. Yeah, Alison as well. Christ, I wish I was the sales board signing that deal. Imagine the bonus you'll get. I'll take early retirement. Thank you very much. Crazy, isn't it? Oh, dearie me. But yeah, so for me, if I'm going to thumbs up, thumbs in the middle, thumbs down this, I think because of the economical side of things in terms of jobs and job opportunities and everything else that is going to be on top of this, gets a big thumbs up from me because, like I said, it's not just they got such a big partnership with Airbus as well. So this massively, this could massively sort of boost economies for these countries that are going to be able to work on the order. Big thumbs up for me. How about you?
Yeah, for me, it's a big thumbs up because they're opening so many opportunities for people, as in, job offers or all that sort of thing. And for me, that Airbus, you are definitely doing the thing with this.
It'll be interesting. But on the flip side to that, and interestingly, David Bone with an interesting comment rather, just because I've seen the word aircraft there. Commercially, it's suicidal. There's no way a company based in that economy could sustain this. But Alison responding with, India is set to be the 5th largest economy on the planet this year, and the population is exploding.
Kind of like my cooking in the oven.
Bit like your potato in the oven, yes, but maybe not quite like that. But yeah, Jim Gemmell also says, much like Boom, I'll believe it when I see it. Welshie Kev also says, wouldn't like to say thumbs up or down. I believe it when I see them getting delivered. Well, if this podcast is still running in 17 years' time, we'll be able to talk about it. Yes, hello everyone. No, it'd be more of like a husky thing because I'll be older then, wouldn't I? Hello, welcome. And apparently I've gone northern too. Hello, welcome to the podcast. Do you remember 17 years ago when we spoke about Indigo? Crazy.
Quite there at the back.
Yeah. Well, hate to say I told you so. Indigo have just placed an order for 1,000 aircraft on top of their 2 million that they have already. Wayne Hartshorn saying it's a PR stunt by the carrier and Airbus. I don't think this order will ever happen. I hear carrier is in financial trouble. No, it's Go First, isn't it? Go First was the one that was in trouble that have actually gone out the skies, I think, if I'm correct. I don't know if Go First are part of the Indigo group, are they? I'm not entirely sure.
Well, someone clearly hasn't had their 12 cups of coffee.
Yeah. You pissed on your cornflakes this morning. Ian Meadows says, you'll be in a nursing home then. Thanks. Cheers for that. I don't think well, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, everyone laughing at the old northern man accent, which is lovely. But it's crazy. But on top of that, and India have really stolen the show with this one, because not only did Indigo place an order for 500 aircraft, Air India saw this and couldn't quite match it. But they've also ordered a bunch of their own aircraft, and as you can see a 777-9 third, sort of second row in the middle there. So Air India become the latest or brand new operator of the 777-9. Among the orders there, you can see the 787-9, A320neo, A321neo, the 737. I believe is that a. Let me just, because I'm looking at that thinking that looks like a Max 10. Bottom row got Max 8 there. It might be a Max 9 actually. So yeah, you've got the A350. So top to bottom, A350 900, A350 1000, 777-9, 787-9 as well. 737-8, so a new aircraft type for them. A320neo, 737. I'm going for a -9, and the A321neo as well. Oh dear. So that breaks it up to 190 737 Maxes, 20 787 Dreamliners, and 10 777X jets, with an optional option for an additional 50 737 Max jets. and 20 more 787 Dreamliners, taking their total up to, and of course, the Airbus side of things as well, 470 aircraft. So what do we think? What do we think about this one? And in particular, of course, with it being Air India.
So I would say that kudos to them for actually putting in such a massive order, but to compete with their predecessor Indigo, I think this could end up slipping the barrels, and then this could be make or break if Air India don't get especially their Maxes. If they don't get them, then I think they could slip the barrel there.
I think this is an interesting mix of aircraft. They are clearly going for a bit of a restructure, I would say, because obviously, for those that don't know, they are merging with Vistara as well, which is where I think the 787s -9s in particular, and the 737 MAX order comes from. I think it comes as part of that merger with Vistara. Going for the 350s, there's been a lot of talk over the last 2 years or so that Air India would order the A350 to go for the 900 and the 1000 and get more 787s and become a new 777-9 operator as well. It's quite a ballsy move to operate these aircraft that can pretty much do each other's jobs, if you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
you can have the A350 do a lot of what the 787 does. The 787 will do a lot of what the 777 does, but the 777 could probably do as good, if not better, than the A350. But it's one of those. It's again, because of the amount of aircraft, I think there's a lot of people that will be like, I will expect, I will believe it when I see it. So there's also that to play in there as well. Lee Class thinks that the 777s. Lee Class thinks that the 737s will end up at Air India Express. I think that's exactly where they'll go. Maybe not the 737-9, but I think the -8s will definitely go to Air India Express. I think those aircraft need replacing. But it's a great order because it's a mix of Airbus and Boeing as well. So I'll be interested to see where they go. I think there are rumors of the 350 or the 777 doing the flights to London, possibly. Failing that, the 350-1000 will probably go to like the US and do US flights, possibly the 777 as well, if that's what they're going to use that for. And maybe London will get the A350. It's going to be interesting. I imagine that they'll have ordered more 787s for the domestic use as well, with the high demand, and of course, as Alison said, the population booming as well. You're going to need bigger aircraft to travel short distances. So it'll be interesting. Be interesting to see what happens with this. So I think for the first time this evening, for me, I'm going for in the middle because I want to see it happen. I want to see Air India regain what they had before, when everyone used to see them as like a real sort of, we'll call it a royal airline because of their 747s and the old livery that they had. But I'd be interested to see if this does happen. I know they've ordered it and things like that, but it's not too late to cancel it. So hopefully, I want to go from there to that rather than that to down. So where do you stand on this one, Jack?
I'd say the same. It's sort of like a cut, like a chicken korma and a could it be a vindaloo or something even worse than that? But
I've also heard that one of their 787s is going to your favorite airline, Jack, Korma Airlines or something. But yeah, it'd be interesting. Alison says that Air India need a new livery. It's shocking, and no matter what airframe they put it on, it looks old. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's that bad. I quite like that. Or there are rumors that I've heard that there is supposed to be a new livery in the works. The Air India CEO said that it's going to be a bit of a redesign for the brand. So potentially a new livery thrown in there as well. What it will look like at the moment, nobody knows. So we'll have to wait and see. But it'd be interesting to see what you guys think of the fact that not just Air India and not just Indigo, but India as a country have smashed it out the park with orders at the Paris Air Show. So I'll be very interested to see what a lot of people think. Whether you think it's a thumbs up, whether you think it's in the middle, or whether you think it's a thumbs down, and whether you'll believe it when you see it. Alexander Elliott, good evening to you. It says, not a fan of the livery myself either. Jim Gemmell says, if there is a new livery, what's the bet? It's similar to Aer Lingus / Qantas in styling. It would not surprise me. Mrs. Freddie Mercury saying, good evening to us and the mods. So hello to you. I know she's waiting for a particular segment to air this evening. Don't worry, that's coming. That's definitely coming. But yeah, I'd be interested to know what people think about this. It's, again, a very interesting mix of aircraft, and where they will send them, whether it will work for them, whether it will bite them in the backside, remains to be seen. I think it's going to be one of those. So going from massive orders, we are going to go to the smaller orders, and we're going to go for another one that was announced on day one. Day one of the air show. This was from China Airlines, who have put an order in for more 787 Dreamliners. How much more do you, I hear you ask? The airline has exercised its options for 8 787-9s to add flexibility to their regional route network. So 9 787-9s headed for China Airlines. Now, another interesting one, because obviously they have A350s in their fleet. So obviously looking to maybe expand on their routes, or potentially replace some of the 350s for domestic routes and put these 787s on long haul. Jack, this order, what do you make of it?
I gotta say, it because they've also got the A350. I'm quite surprised that they haven't kind of expanded on that order, to be fair. But the 787, I gotta say, it is beautiful. But it's a tough one to call, actually.
I think this will work perfectly in their fleet. I think they've seen the likes of some of the other airlines in that sort of region, and I think they've looked at it and gone, yeah, I think this works quite well, especially for sort of the short hops that maybe have high demand as well, that maybe the 350 isn't used for, because the 350 is used for their longer flights. I think this is quite a good move, especially for the 9. It's not too many. And they can use them on flights to Europe, or even like across to America, and things like that. And again, like I said, on the higher demand, shorter, like maybe over to like Japan, or somewhere along those lines and things like that. So I mean, interestingly, Carl Crawford saying that China Airlines must be getting rid of the 350s. I don't think that's the case. I think this is literally just a case of adding a very good aircraft to their fleet and rejuvenating, or maybe even filling the void that maybe the 747 left, because China Airlines were one of the last operators of the 747 passenger version. Yes, they have the 777. Yes, they have the 350, but I think the 787 to them, I think adds a bit more, sort of diversity to them. And Alison's saying that they probably didn't go for 350, as the order book is pretty full. So maybe that's what they've chosen to do, because they need an aircraft sooner than they can get the 350. Why not go for a 787?
Yeah, I gotta admit, I kind of agree with that, Alison.
Interesting stuff. Lee Class says 777 replacement on regional routes. I think that makes a lot more sense. I think that makes a lot more sense as to why they've potentially got it in there, which means it allows them to operate the 777 to a little bit sort of further away distances, and use a little bit of a smaller aircraft to operate the regional stuff. So I think that makes perfect sense if that's what they're using them for. As a livery, livery as a whole, Jack, what do you make of it?
I gotta admit, I do quite like it. I like the flower on it. I mean, but I do think they could have endorsed the delivery a bit more onto the fuselage.
It's quite a special little livery. This one, I do like this. I do like this a lot. It looks fantastic on some of the aircraft that they sort of from the smaller 737s to 777s and 787s and stuff. So I'm a big fan of this. Big fan. As an order, Jack, what do you think? Thumbs up, thumbs down, or thumbs in the middle?
Yeah, I gotta say, I'll give it a thumbs up because it's gonna it means a lot more. So a lot more flights are going to be being entertained. So if they're suddenly sort of going to be using the 787s for the 350 flights, I mean, it'd be a shame to see it go, but understandable.
It'll be interesting. Yeah, and again, another one that's interesting. They may very well even stick this on the London routes. You know, they've moved from obviously Heathrow to Gatwick, so maybe they'll choose to send it there. We'll have to wait and see. There's no ETA as to when they will start to be delivered. So we'll have to keep an eye. Have to keep an eye on that one. Onwards to again another sort of smaller order, but one that even I could see coming from a long way, long way away. And when it happened, I was a bit like, I thought this would be the case. It is, of course, Air Algerie. I, again, expected this to happen. They have ordered 8 737 MAX jets and commit to 2 737-800 Boeing converted freighters. The Algerian flag carrier plan to deploy the 737-9, which is what they've ordered, the 900 version, the MAX 9 version, I should say, on short to medium haul routes. So again, possibly London may get it. I know Paris and anywhere in France may possibly get this because of the ties with the French sort of the French sort of connection, should we say, between Algeria and France. I think this is a very good move. This is a very, very good move. I expected this to happen. Their sort of 737-800s are sort of getting on a bit now. And of course, they still operate one of the sort of only 737-600 fleets in the world. So I think this makes perfect sense. This will also add seats to the aircraft that will be missed when they eventually get rid of the 737-600. So I think this is a good move. I think this is a very, very good move for Air Algerie, and again, one that I'd have expected to happen. What do you think, Jack?
I mean, I've got to say the same sort of thing because, I mean, it is a great little aircraft for the short term routes. You know, London, France, all that type of thing, and it's a very, very. I love that livery. I've got to say it now.
It's a classic. Also, Alison, I do know that French Connection is a shop, not an airline. Thank you. I'm fully aware. Thank you. Yeah, I think this is a very, very good move. Again, like I said, once they eventually look to retire the 600s, this will definitely add the seats that will be missed, and this will obviously serve them quite well, especially on routes to France, like I said, over to London, to Germany, and things like that. And I think this will work really, really well in their fleet. And I think once they operate a handful of them, they will probably look to maybe order some more. I think that's where I can see this going. Is I think they will order some more, and they'll have a fleet of possibly even order the MAX 8 as well to replace the 800. So possibly. So again, very good move. A very, very good move on Air Algerie's part, and again, one that I expected to happen and wasn't surprised when it did. And I think a lot of people were probably in the same sort of boat, expecting this one to happen. So this gets a massive thumbs up for me. A massive thumbs up for sure. What about you?
I'd say so as well. This gets a massive thumbs up for me.
Be interested to see what people think in the chat. Caitlin says good on them. Jane Chapman is here, so hello to you. Good evening. Wayne Hartshorn saying just a refresh on the current fleet, but financial sense given their maintenance side has 737 history. Absolutely, 100%. Gail says they are using the 737 down to Dakar and are using the 330 on the longer haul flights. They may very well even be looking to get rid of the 330s as well, which will probably explain why they're bringing this one in as well. But I would see it as a fleet refreshment, I think, is the best way of putting it. Jim, going down the same route, sensible but not unexpected. It was bound to happen, I think. They were never going to go down the Neo route. Never going to go down the Neo route. Lovely stuff. So thumbs up from me, thumbs up from Jack. I think there's a thumbs ups from people in the chat, judging by what they're saying. So a very, very good move indeed for Air Algerie. All right, on to an interesting one. First of two orders for this, not so much airline, but leasing company, which I think is quite interesting. We stick with the MAX, and Avalon Aero, who are a global leader in aircraft leasing, have placed an order for 40 787 40 737 MAX 8s, which of course they will lease out to airlines. Now I don't know if they have announced who they will go to. Just having a read very quickly, just to see if there's any. No, there's no details yet as to who it will go to. But good to see a leasing company ordering some aircraft that will go off to elsewhere, and of course a nice way to make some money. You'll never see this livery in real life. This is just a concept sort of thing. But Jack, what do you think about the deal for a leasing company ordering this aircraft?
I got to say, fair dues to them. If they can liaise them to the right company or the right airline, this could be a massive win-win situation for Avalon.
Absolutely, and not just the 737 MAX they ordered. No. Somebody said that no one ordered the A330 Neo. They did. They ordered as well 20 A330 Neos, securing the earliest available slots to take advantage of the growing global demand for more efficient latest generation wide bodies. And is there any news as to where they're going? No, there isn't. But for those that don't quite know Avalon and their Airbus fleet as well, they currently have a total fleet of 616 aircraft. Bet you didn't know that. So apparently that currently includes 55 A330 Neos, as well as 208 A320 standard version, 285 A320 Neos, 51 A330 standard version, and 17 A350s. It's amazing how much you can, how much of a fleet a leasing company has. So they've ordered 737 MAX, and they've also ordered 20 A330 Neos. I think this is a massive statement of intent for Avalon to be right up there with the sort of the best leasing company out there, I think, by ordering these new generation aircraft.
I mean, for me, this aircraft as well. Avalon have done such a great job actually to liaise this beautiful aircraft, and if, as I said with the 737 Max, if they can release them to the right company, then they are in swift business.
Well, Rob Brown says those kind of comments suggest. Where is it? There we go. Those kind of comments suggest they have potential customers line up. I think they do, but you just don't know. You just don't know who it is. It just doesn't say any. I know there were rumors that Jet2 were going to announce the A330neo at the Paris Air Show, which never came to fruition. And there was also rumors that Indigo were also going to place an order for potentially 330 Neos as well as other aircraft on top, but that never happened as well. So it'll be interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. This may very well be a case of Jet2 potentially getting some of these if they haven't announced it and they're keeping it quiet. This is potentially them announcing that they bought some, or they're leasing some from this company. Until we know more details, it's pure speculation at this point. But I think with the hot rumor mill of Jet2 looking at A330 Neos as part of sort of their long haul network sort of thing that they want to be able to do, don't be surprised, is all I can say. Don't be surprised if one of these, if not a few of these, actually do end up going to Jet2. So I quite like this as an order because I like the 330 Neo. And I know a certain Alison likes the A330 Neo as well. Lots of people saying that they wouldn't be surprised if it was Jet2. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Would not surprise me at all if this was Jet2 to open up the Thomas Cook style sort of routes that they used to do to New York and Cancun and things like that. That's what I think. If that's what they're going to do, that's what they would use them for. Tom flashing his suntanned arm there. I wasn't. It's not suntanned at all. You can tell it's not suntanned because that's where my watch normally goes. See? That's where my watch goes. It's that time of year where you get watch tan. Or, as I like to call it, driver's arm. If you know what driver's arm is, then there you go. So yes, lots of people saying that it could be the replacement for the 757. It's why they've ordered the A321, not the 330 Neo. But it'd be interesting. Where they end up going. Alison, interestingly, saying a lot of people with A330 ratings getting jobs. Wink face. Watch this space, I think is probably the best way of putting that. Mm-hmm. Watch this space. Back from there, I'm going to try and fly through some of these. So we'll get through some of the next ones very, very quickly as we move on to an airline that I didn't know was still going, but apparently they are. Where is the picture? There it is. Mandarin Airlines. They've put an order in for 6 ATR 72-600s on the second day of the Paris Air Show. Again, another good move, I think, for the regional routes, especially around Taiwan and that. And I think this works out quite well for them. I think they have some in the fleet already, so they obviously know the aircraft well, are very happy with the aircraft. And the deliveries will commence at the end of this year and run all the way through until 2025. I think a very good deal. It makes sense for Mandarin Airlines to have these, especially if they've got them in the fleet already. They must be that happy with them that they've ordered some more. Jack, what do you think?
I gotta say, same sort of thing. It's a very, very good, aircraft as well. I mean, to say that it replaced the Havilland Dash as well. I mean, but it's such a capable little aircraft. Fair dues to Mandarin Airlines.
The chairman of the airline said that the unbeatable fuel efficiency of the ATR 72, further reinforced by the new Pratt & Whitney 127 XT engine certified for 50% sustainable fuel, I think, blend. I'm sure that's what that means. Along with its versatility and comfort, makes it possible for us to offer our passengers comfortable, reliable, affordable, and responsible air services. No brainer for Mandarin Airlines to order that. You couldn't see them going for anything else, and I again, very, very good deal. They'll start getting them towards the end of this year as well. So well done to ATR for especially picking up some orders as well. We'll move on to the next one, which got a lot of people in the Philippines very, very happy with this one. Which was, of course, I have the picture. Why do I not have the... Yes, I do. There you go. Philippine Airlines, they have ordered the A350-1000 to have a look at their long-haul route. A lot of people very, very happy with this one. I think this is also an airline that needs an aircraft like this. They've got the A350-900, but the 1000, I think, would suit them very, very well indeed, and it'll go alongside their 777-300s on some of their long-haul routes as well, and of course offering up a bit more fuel efficiency than the 777. Jack, what do you think about this?
I gotta say it's the same sort of thing. I mean, you get more fuel efficiency, and to replace their A350-900 would be a big step in the right direction for them.
Starting to catch on now, the A350-1000, with Japan Airlines as well having ordered them. I think they've taken delivery of one recently as well. So lots of airlines, I think, very, very happy with the A350-1000. 9 of them will be going to the Philippines. And we have some news in regards to what they will do. So they will be part of the Philippines ultra long haul fleet project, and will fly non-stop from Manila to North America, including to the east coast of the US and Canada. The aircraft will join 2 new A350-900s already in service with the airline. The A350-1000 fleet will be able to accommodate 380 passengers in a 3-class layout with separate cabins for business class, premium economy, and economy class. So I think a very, very good move indeed. A very good move for the Philippines, especially again getting more efficient aircraft, and ones that will do quite well, especially on their North America sort of operations, which is where they're looking to send the A350-1000. So a very, very good move. No ETA either, I think. If I just have a quick nosy, just going to quickly skim and scan. No, it doesn't say yet, but I imagine about year to 18 months, maybe 2.5 years, and we'll start seeing these coming out of the factories in Toulouse and heading over to the Philippines. So a very, very good option as well for them. Wayne saying, again, an extension on their fleet. Good move and helps the carrier's green footprint. Carl Crawford saying a great order by the Philippines. Lee Class saying a 777 replacement. Be interesting to see if they do end up getting rid of the 777s for this aircraft. Lee Class also saying, didn't they return to lesser some A350-900s which were used on the LHR routes? Possibly. I'm not entirely sure, but I would have thought they probably have done. But so very, very good move from the Philippines. And we move from the Philippines over to more A350 news. And a bit more of a welcome one, this one, and one that I didn't see happening. But quite happy that it has, and it's everyone's favorite on STTV, Air Mauritius, and they've announced at Paris at the Paris Air Show that they've ordered an additional 3 A350s, which will allow them to kind of open out a little bit more to maybe some other destinations, or be able to have that flexibility, because I know you have the flights to London, they tend to arrive into London at varied times. So maybe they're looking for a bit more stability on that sort of thing as well. Jack, do you think this is a good move to order some more A350s? It's clearly an aircraft that works in their fleet.
Yeah, I've got to say it is a very, very, very good idea from them, because if they're looking to get more solidified in the London route, getting a couple more of these A350s is going to really boost that time and getting them in and out in the space of hours.
Absolutely. And I think, again, it's that stability, I think, of being able to kind of have the rotation of, like arriving at the exact same sort of times, as opposed to, arriving in early in the morning or late at night and then having to do that rotation. I think this will do quite well. They currently operate 4 A350-900s as well as 4 A330s, including 2 A330 Neo aircraft as well. The additional aircraft will allow the airline to expand its network, opening new destinations in Europe and Asia from its hub at Mauritius International Airport. So that is clearly what they were thinking with this, and they obviously want to open up a few different routes that they would want to potentially look at, or maybe even have looked at, but haven't had the resources to do it. Now they do. So good luck to them. It's a great move. I do like Air Mauritius as an airline. And I think this is a fantastic move for sure. Very quickly, because we are getting toward. No, we're not actually. We've got quite a few to go. The surprise, the surprise of the air show, which got a lot of people talking. Embraer picked up a few orders, but I don't think anyone saw this coming. That is not the E2. For anybody that is looking at that going, hold on a minute. No, you are looking at it correct. American Airlines have ordered 7 Embraer 175s for Envoy Air, which is their subsidiary airline. You will be looking at this going, why have they done that? Well, apparently, according to the people on Twitter, American have an agreement where they can only put so many seats. I think it's something like 74, I think. I'm sure I read it was like 74 or something, but Lee Class has nailed it before I've even explained it. There's a scope clause, which is baffling, which stops American from ordering the new E2, and they have to order some of the older, I say older, but the standard Embraer 175s. So they've picked up a few more of these. I had a good giggle to myself because I had no idea there was even a scope agreement anyway. But they've gone back to ordering some of these again, ordering 9, possibly a good move. It will be for their regional network, of course. Darren Smith also piping in with they cannot order the E2s as they are overweight for that size of aircraft, so they have to go for the Embraer 175s. Jack, what do you think of this?
I'm gobsmacked. I just didn't expect this whatsoever.
Not many people did. Yeah, not many people did. It is a weird one. It got a lot of people talking on Twitter. But it must be frustrating as a company to have a scope agreement that, the newer E2 that they could possibly have is far too heavy for the type of plane that it is. So they have to go back to sort of standard, where you get a lot of other airlines that are ordering A220s and I'm trying to think of the others now, A220s and the E2s and things like that, and you're ordering this because this is all you can do. It's crazy. It's honestly crazy. Just gonna see if I can find any word on it. No, I can't find any particular wording on it. But it's an interesting one. It's a very interesting one, and I had to, again, it was one of those ones where I did a double take and was like, "You sure it's not the E2?" And no, not the E2. Nope. It's the E1, should we call it? The E1 on that one. Now, very quickly, I want to give a little bit of a nod. We tried to do it on stream earlier, but Gremlin stopped it as well. Jack, the public saw for the first time with their own eyes the Riyadh Air livery. Everybody went mental for it on the stream before we decided to shut the stream off because it just wasn't working. Here is a picture of it in its entirety. Still love it?
It is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the pearlescence on that, I mean, you just can't. Oh my God.
Would you like a minute to yourself? It is. It's honestly, it's fantastic. And I said on the stream earlier, I said on the stream earlier, this when it comes out as a model, this is going to be very sought after. So it's going to be a case of get your pre-orders in very quickly. I know Wayne's wallet is literally shaking, ready to do the pre-order. Yeah. But yeah, this is stunning. Yeah, this is absolutely stunning, and I very much look forward to seeing what routes they will do. I believe London will be there, whether it be Gatwick or Heathrow, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, 2025 is when they will enter service, which is weird because we're halfway through 2023 and they've got an aircraft painted up already. So whether it'll just do promo work for the meantime or not, I'm not entirely sure. But it's lovely to see it. It's so different to anything else that you see now, delivery-wise, and it's absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning.
I'm praying this goes to. I'm praying that this goes to Farnborough next year.
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if it did. Wouldn't surprise me if it did, which is why I must go. It's why I must go. Right, moving on from there, here comes the order that we were a little bit shocked at. And I was also very shocked because I didn't expect it. They've got some 737 MAX 8s on order, and they've taken some deliveries of some second-hand ones. But it was announced at the air show that Luxair from Luxembourg have ordered 4, I believe. Yes, they have 4 737 MAX 7 aircraft, which is very, very interesting. This will probably most likely replace their 737-700 fleet. But Jack, were you as surprised as I was to read this?
Yeah, I was, because I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a lovely aircraft, but it will it work the same as any 737-700, or will it be better?
It is. I was a little bit shocked by it, but you know what? It literally works out quite well for them. It works out quite well for them because their 737-700s do work quite well in their fleet already. So this is just basically a swap out for something that's brand new. Again, very good move. I don't know too much about whether it's been certified or not. I know Southwest have got some orders, and I think that Luxair are supposed to be. Did I read it? They're supposed to be like the launch customer, maybe now or something, or potentially Southwest could be. I don't know. It's one of the two. But I think this will work really, really well on some of the routes that they've got, and of course, it has a little bit more range than the 700 standard version, so it also allows them to potentially open up again a bit more of a route system with this aircraft. So I think it's a good move, providing the aircraft actually does fly.
Yeah, it does actually require some more. You get the more places, especially with the fuel efficiency of the LEAP engine.
I think Wayne was asking if they were going to be London City compliant. Definitely not. Darren Smith saying European. There you go, European launch customer. So that's what that's what you get out of that. Very good move, providing it works. And I love the Luxair livery, and I miss them at Heathrow. They used to fly into Heathrow quite a lot, and I miss them. So used to fly like 737-500s and stuff, and I remember their old 200s as well. Very, very good. But yeah, I do like the livery, and I think the aircraft will work well in their fleet alongside the MAX 8 as well. Again, didn't expect anything else, even if they were, if it was a popular aircraft that they were ordering. I would never have expected them to get the Neo. So this is again as shocking as it is for the 700, the Max 7 to get some orders. Again, not surprising because they're probably looking at trying to replace the 700s that they have in the fleet already. So very good news for Luxair as well, getting a nice little order in at the Paris Air Show. You can't hear this, but it's actually raining outside, and I'm tempted to go stand outside. All right. One that I want opinions on, please, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat. Not so much an order, but Airbus revealed a brand new livery for their concept for the A350 freighter. If you haven't seen it, here it is. So Airbus officially launched the A350 freighter, and this is the livery they are revealing it in, which I think is quite funny. Not funny as in haha funny, but it's quite quirky because it is like it's wrapped up, ready to go for posting. How good could the A350 freighter be to cargo airlines, Jack?
So with the fuel efficiency, the length and size of it, I think this could be a really good asset to any airline that uses these for freight.
It will do well on long haul services and things like that for, like say America to Europe operations and stuff like that. I'm not entirely sure who I'd see ordering it. I would imagine the likes of, I mean, do I see DHL ordering this? I don't know. I don't know if I see DHL ordering it. It's a hard one because they've got 777s and stuff. They may very well order it. I don't know. Maybe to replace the 757s because they are getting on a little bit.
Yeah.
And they offer out a little bit more, more sort of fuselage space. That's the one I was thinking of. Lewis from London Plane Spotting, hello to you. Hope you're well. Reckons that FedEx could possibly order this. Could be a replacement for the MD-11s. Who knows? There are airlines that have ordered it, like Air France Cargo, which of course I expected. So maybe they will do some business there and get a few more. Turkish perhaps potentially as well. UPS, Darren Smith saying as well. So definitely a game changer, I think, in the cargo operating world. Any ideas, Jack, who you think might sort of jump on the bandwagon here and potentially order this?
I mean, if maybe if it, I wouldn't have a clue, Hedging, but
Royal Mail.
Parcel Force.
Yeah, so I mean, a very good move, I think, to release this. I think this will do really well once it becomes more of a thing. I think this will do really well for the orders and the market. Be interesting to see which cargo operators. Bruce says DPD. I got on the phone to Ian and see if that's true.
Oh, would you order this A350 for me?
Yeah. I was just wondering if your company's ordered the A350 freighter. It's just that we're talking about it on the podcast, and I just wanted to know. Apparently, I've turned northern in my old age. I don't know, but every herpes, as I call them, instead of Hermes, I call them herpes, or every as they're called now, but they'll always be known as herpes to me. Yeah, I can see them doing it. Oh yeah, we'll just bung it out the cargo door and have it land in the back garden and say we've delivered it. Twats. Right, on to the onto the next one. I think there's only one left really that we can talk about, and it's more A220 news. In fact, there's two. Jack, you've got more info on this one than I do, so I'm going to
Yep.
let you handle this one, which is the Fly NAS, which is the Saudi Arabian low-cost airline ordering more A320 Neos. Take it away.
So Flyness have expanded their have now got 30 A320 Neos. The order estimation price is $3.7 billion.
There you go, $3.7 billion for an order for the A320 family or Neo, Jack?
It's just the A320 family.
Just the A320 family, so that could range from the 320 Neo and 321 Neo.
Yeah.
Again, very good. They have them in the fleet already, so it makes sense to add even more to them. Yeah, I think it's definitely worth it. I don't have the sound effects, so I can't do it. But Nabil, thank you so much for the super chat. Very, very kind. Saying, well, hello there. Hello there indeed. If you do want to follow in Nabil's footsteps, I will just point this out again very quickly. There is a link in the pinned comment in the chat that's pinned to the top of the chat, where if you'd rather YouTube not take any of your money away from me, you can donate it through there through Ko-fi. I call it Ko-fi, but apparently it's coffee. Coffee donations. You can do it through there, and I will receive all of it, and YouTube will get nothing. So if you prefer that, you can do it through there. We tried it earlier, and it works, and it's wonderful. Unfortunately, I don't have the thing here to. I don't have the thing here to have the pop-ups and stuff because we're using a different thing here. But any support on that is much appreciated. But Nabil, thank you so much. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you for that. Cha-ching, money and all that. So back to Flynas. Again, a very simple, basic, straightforward, unexpected order for them to order some more A320 Neos. Works really well in the Saudi in the Saudi sort of network that they have. Flynas, like we said, are a bit like sort of the Saudi Ryanair, EasyJet, ultra low cost carrier that are doing very, very well. There's plenty of them out in Saudi Arabia, and they are all doing very, very well. So a very good order indeed. And on to the last one, which is the A220 news. And this is Angola Airlines announcing two deals for leasing of 6 A220 aircraft from two different lessors. One lessor will lease them 2, and the other will lease them 4. And this was announced on the third day of the Paris Air Show. What do you think about this? Obviously, this is another African Airlines obviously starting to welcome the A220 into their fleets. So, what do you think about this? I think this is a very good fit for Angola Airlines. Yeah,
I mean, as we said, the A220 is becoming it's becoming more of a relic now. It's become part of the furniture now between the airlines. It's swift, it's beautiful, it's air efficient. It's just what you want in a short-term based aircraft.
Absolutely, it will do wonders on their network that they have. I'm not too clued up with their routes, but it's going to do really, really well, I think. And they've been after a fleet rejuvenation for quite some time, I think. I think one of the last operators of the 747-300 all those years ago. So this comes as good news to Angola Airlines as well. They fly into the likes of Lisbon in Europe. I can't think if they fly into Spain. Maybe I may be wrong, but a very, very nice addition to the fleet. Nabil, spoiling me. Thank you so much. I've just had a notification come through on Kofi. Let's call it Kofi Kingston. Why not?
Is that coffee or Nespresso?
Yeah, yeah. Let's call it the Kofi Kingston. Thank you so much. Also, shh. Thank you so much to. That's literally what they've put as their name is shh. But because I get the emails, thank you so much, Sarah, for the let's call it the Kofi mania. Kofi mania. That's what we're going with. I like it, even though it's a thing already, but you have to know it to do it. But yeah, so Kofi mania. Thank you so much. This aircraft will fit in very nicely. This will come from, so I believe it's NAC, which is Nordic Aviation. Oh, bugger. Hang on. Capital, that's the one. Nordic Aviation Capital is one of the lessors that will lease them out. And where's the other article? The other one is as well Aviation Capital Group, which is where they'll get the 4 from. So, yeah, very nice indeed, and it'll do quite well. And it's great to see the A220 getting more customers as well, because it was obviously a very slow starter to start off with. So I think this will do well, and I think a lot of African airlines will see this and potentially go for it, and I think there'll be a lot more to come.
Yeah,
a lot more to come. Oh, dearie me, that was a lot.
So I may have one more, which is it's quite an unbelievable one that I think, but the Embraer have signed a letter of agreement for 20 passenger to freight conversions for the Embraer E190.
Yes, this was also a very interesting piece of news. I don't have any photos of this one, but converting the Embraer 190 from passenger into freighter. I'd like to know, Jack, what your thoughts are on this before we move on to the segment that I know people are waiting for at this point. But yeah, what are your thoughts about this? Because we were talking about this before we went live, and I had my opinions on it, but I'm not going to share my opinion just yet because I want to know all about yours. What do you make of the Embraer 190 being turned into a freighter? Do you think that it's well, basically, do you think it'll work?
I think it's too small of an aircraft to be converted into a passenger aircraft, because I mean, you think of how much freight. I mean, some of the big aircraft get into. You think about the fuel consumption, all that in a different, smaller version of a plane. I just don't think it'll work.
The only way I see it working is if it's in Brazil. That's the only way I see it happening. If it was in Europe, I don't know where you'd send it. Maybe possibly into Spain, like Vitoria and Zaragoza, maybe for like small routes. Maybe Swift Air could possibly do that as well. Possibly. Rob Brown says possibly for the Canadian market as well. It's ideal for smaller airports, as Jim Gemmell says as well. Obviously, very good at London City, operating for City Flyer. So maybe there's an option there for smaller airports in Canada, North America. I just don't know about the European market.
Yeah.
I just don't know about the European market. I think there's enough options there. So I think it will do quite well. There's a lot of them out in America anyway, like with American, and there's plenty sitting in the desert. So they could very well, get converted into them and fly into the smaller airfields that maybe a 737 couldn't go into, or maybe you want something that's a bit bigger than a Cessna Caravan or something like that, and and short stopping times and things like that. I think it will work. I think it will work quite well, but just not in the European market. I may be wrong, and most of the time I am, so I'm happy to admit it. But I think it'd be more for Canada, like North and South America operations, more so than really Europe. Maybe Asia, maybe Australia too. Just Europe. I don't see it, but I'm happy to be proved wrong. So that's sort of my take on it. So yes, there you go. We got there in the end.
Fairly weird thing actually to convert the E190.
Yes. So it's interesting. It's it'd be interesting to see what happens with it. I think it's probably the best way. Smaller airfields, remote airfields. I think that's probably where it's best suited. I think. So I think that's ideal. Possibly another option. Where is it? Rob Brown potentially there as well. I didn't even think about this one. West Atlantic. UK, East Midlands to Belfast. 737s aren't going to be around for much longer. And I know they're operating the 800s now as well, but they're going to need something to replace the ATPs that are now gone. They need something to go a little bit higher than the ATR. That's the one I was thinking of. The ATRs as well. They need something a little bit more than that. It may very well be an option for them. Again, probably another one that's watched this space, I think. So we will see. But we got there in the end. That's pretty much all the action, as well as the flying displays. And just for one more time, there's the picture of the 777-9. Because why not? Because why not? There you go. Star of the show with its excellent displays, and will most likely be at Farnborough next year. And I want to go and see it. Good stuff. All right. We haven't done this for a while. Plenty to get through. But it's the very, very welcome return of a much loved segment. Here we go. So, who's feeling hungry? Because I guarantee you won't be after this is done. Right, with us, we have... Let me just get rid of the pictures that I don't need. That one, just bear with me. I'll just give people an opportunity to put their food to one side if you're eating. Or if you're thinking about eating, you might want to wait. Not you, Jack. You're fine. I mean, you can stomach anything, as in quite literally anything that gets put in front of you. So you are fine. Okay. All right. I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready. Because I don't think I don't think you will be. Moving on to the first one, we're gonna go in nice and light on this one. Tell us all about it, Jack.
So that was a rectangle pizza that was cut into squares.
I don't have any words. There's so much wrong with this. To quote a very well-known YouTuber who is very good at mukbanging, and mukbanging is eating food on camera and eating quite a lot of it, not what a lot of people seem to think mukbanging is. Where's the cheese? Where's the cheese?
Melted.
I mean, if I could do the sound effects, I would. I don't have them with me because we're on a different thing.
What is that?
Well, not even that. It's just more of a Greta Thunberg, how dare you? I mean, the fact that you've got pepperoni on the side of the plate and that first bit of pizza you see has only 2 bits on.
At least I ain't pineapple.
Oh, Wayne Hartshawn says, is that a new version of tomato bread?
Computer says no.
I don't know what it is. It looks like an insole of a shoe. Caitlin asking, where's the crusts? Is it like rectangular, like pocket?
Yeah, yeah.
Pizza pockets sort of
Yeah.
thing. Or pocket pizzas, whatever you want to call them. Or at this point, foundations for a new house. Oh dear. Katie Price, hello to you. It says, looks like mice have nibbled on the end of it. Alley Cat wants to know why you've taken the pepperoni off it.
Because it was
Burnt? Burnt? That pepperoni is not burnt, trust me. You wait till you see what burnt is. That's coming up. Jack can't afford to eat decent pizza. All the money went in on the all your money went on the PS5, so you can't afford to eat decent pizza. Says London Spotting. Bruce is asking, bathroom tiles. Yeah. Everyone going, burnt? That's not burnt. Oh dear. David Bone says, looks like a fire damaged Biscoff. Oh dear. Wayne Hartshawn says, at the plate clean around it. Jack's got good washing up skills.
I've got good money saving skills as well.
Yeah, clearly. Wayne Hartshawn also saying, did you place it out in the sun?
No.
No. No, Wayne, because that would have mean actually adding heat to it. Lewis saying, Jack's cookbook, burnt cooked. Christ on a bike. It's not fucking burnt.
Bye. Yeah.
I have no words. All right. So we move on from bathroom tiles. And we go on to something that was sent to me today. And I'd like someone to do a Google search, please. Because there's no way. Now I'd like to say this in the English way of doing it. Is this a pain au chocolate?
Pain au chocolate, yes.
Or in the French way, pain au chocolat. So yeah, pain au chocolate or pain au chocolat.
Punish.
Well, we'll see what the chat says. Let's see what people think about this. Bruce is saying, WTF. Lewis saying, did you drive over it, Jack? Gail saying it's a squash one. Benny says, looks like a sandwich.
That's heavy one to
I think that's an insult to sandwiches. Katie Price, why did you sit on it? David Bone, I like how it's been driven over. Mrs. Freddie Mercury, mon Dieu. Did you take the cat? Did the cat have a shit on it? Says Wayne. Lewis says, if you listen carefully, you can hear the French crying. And also, if you listen carefully, the Italians are also comforting them. Max saying, is that my breakfast tomorrow? No, that's too good for you, Max. It doesn't come with a latte, and it's not chips. Lewis saying, Socle bleu. Socle bleu. Welsh Kev, so he has angered the Italians with his pizza and pasta. Now he has pissed off the French.
I can do a baguette for them if they want.
Ian Meadows is saying, are they the crust to the pizza?
No.
No. Oh god, all these French things. I'm gonna put Zut alors. C'est merde. Merde. Wayne says, I'm not eating my chocolate bar tonight now, thank you. Lewis says the French are now rioting. Just bear with, hang on. You do, like, I don't know if it's like just me, but when you see something like a French saying or something, you have to really put on like a Cockney accent. C'est merde. Bruce saying, have they been run over? There seems to be a lot of running over here. ATC goes on strike because of Jack, says Lewis. Carl Crawford is crying for the French. Alison says, to be fair, the French have been revolting for a while. How do they taste, Jack? Yeah. Bloody awful. Yeah, Gordon Ramsay's been on the phone. He says, I'm not reading that because I'll get struck. Effing twat, basically. Oh, dear. All right. Ali Cat says, just confirmed to the French about British cooking. C'est merde. All right, from the croissant. In fact, it's not even a croissant. It is a pain au chocolate. From that, we move on to I don't know what this is. Jack, to me, you're going to tell me what this is, but this looks like a packet of crisps and roadkill. What is it?
Potato slices and chicken wings.
Oh no. So potato slices and chicken wings.
Yeah.
Where's the wings?
They left off.
Oh, that's I'm gonna let the chat just do its thing for a minute because a lot of people are just saying the exact same thing. Just literally, I've never seen it move so quickly over over this. Oh dear. All right, shall we get through it? Sarah, kicking things off with that's a full dead chicken. Carl Crawford says, "My eyes are burning."
So
C'est mad. Caitlin with where's my wing? Where's the wings? David Bone says, "Is that a nudist beach?" It kind of looks like it, doesn't it?
Plucking hell.
Yeah, plucking hell indeed. Lewis says that chicken ain't flying no more. Gail says, "Chicken wings. What have you done to them?" Ian Meadows, everyone's focusing on the wings here, Jack, as you can tell. Ian Meadows, chicken wings that have been in a blender. Mrs. Freddie Mercury, big fan of this one. What the heck? How dare you assaulting potatoes like that? It's not even to do with the wings. It's just how dare you murder potatoes like that? Welshie Kev. So basically, chicken and chips. Essentially, that is what it is. It's chicken and chips. Oh, dear. Alexander Elliott. Did the chicken go through a bird strike before cooking? Very good. Lynn Keeble's got no words. She's been silenced. Ian Meadows also asking, are they homemade chips?
No, they're fire pit ones from Tesco's.
Fire pit ones from Tesco's. Max asking, can I cook Jack a chicken? Oh boy, could you imagine the cook-off between Max and Jack? I think we do that for the charity show. Who can?
I'd rather dice my freaking tongue in bleach.
Who can piss all over a pot noodle and make it go up in flames? And that's before you put the water in. Darren Graham with a moment. Jack just winging it. Very good. I like it. Very witty. Bruce, I'll do it in the way that I normally do. Where's the sauce? Oh dear. Caitlin says, Jack, you have your wallet there. Did you buy a takeaway instead? Lynn Keeble really is stuck for words. I just don't know what to say. Alison, help him. Oh dear. Ian Meadows once again. I'd go back to KFC and ask for a refund. Trust me, you've not seen anything yet. You think that's bad? Wait till the end. Oh dear. Right. Okay. Let's move on from that one. We go on to. I can't even remember what this one is, but I'm going to go on to it. Okay. Okay. So we've got color, and we've got cheese.
But why is it not melted?
I'm on the boat of it doesn't need to melt. If it's hot enough, it'll melt itself. Alison's saying that Jack's beyond her help. Caitlin going for why isn't the cheese melting? It's a picture. Lewis saying, oh God. Oh, there it is. It's so pale. Yeah, lots of people saying.
So it's Wayne's won it, but I didn't say nothing about that.
Everyone's saying it's pale. Ian Meadows, is it cheddar or mozzarella?
Cheddar.
Cheddar. Everyone likes cheddar. Come to Cheddar. Get your cheese down at Cheddar. Cheddar Gorge. Cheddar Gorge. I hate what moving to the Southwest has done to me. It's given me that really like Southwest twang.
All
right.
Mash.
All right, me lover. Get on. Right, anyway, moving on from that. Everyone's saying looks cold. Looks anemic. That's why it's not melting. Because it's cheddar. Oh dear. Looks like one of those cheap ready meals, says Caitlin. Wayne Hartshorn, the pasta looks like more bounce than a Ryanair landing.
Your wallet looks more like an A340.
Somebody send that to the Ryanair admin over at Twitter. Southwest twang, you mean farmer? Basically, yes, that's what I mean. Your farmer. Get a tracker. Get your tracker. Tracker. And go riding down the fields of back lanes. Riding down the fields of the back lanes. Hopefully we don't bump into anybody. Katie Price says Jack will be banned from Italy. Italy's crying, so the French are now consoling them. Alison saying it looks like crew food. Ali Cat says, do you actually heat it up, Jack?
Yeah.
Yeah. Before or after you've eaten it?
Before.
Alexander Elliott looks like something I'd knock together after a night out.
What?
Why? Sarah, a very good question. Do you eat all your food at the computer? Mrs. Freddie Mercury saying, I think we need to send real food picture to Tom. Don't, because it'll shock Jack. Don't do it. I don't want any incidents on camera. Okay. And finally, I have saved the best till last. Or in my Southwest twang, I've saved the best till last. Because as Beyonce once said, or Destiny's Child once said, I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I really don't. I was gutted. I was gutted that I couldn't show it last week. But what I'd like for everyone to do, okay, is I'd like for anybody that's currently drinking or eating just to put it down for about 5 minutes. Because what you're about to see is the worst thing I've ever seen on this segment. So if we could just gather your thoughts, compose yourself. because I couldn't believe what I was sent. And this was during a flight sim stream, and I'm fairly certain I kicked up a fuss then. So, if everyone's ready, the worst thing I've ever seen on this segment, and I'm going to say nothing, and I'm just going to allow the chat for the next 90 seconds at least do their thing. I'm saying nothing. Don't say I didn't warn you. I'm saying nothing. Chat, you got 90 seconds. Get it out there now. Yep. Immediately. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. I'm just looking, and it's quite something. Got a full minute left, chat, before we have our say. Oh dear. Yeah, we are going to be here a while. Rob's saying should probably make it about 10 minutes.
I don't know whether to look at it or try to get a fucking.
Jack, the question that I think is on everyone's mind at the moment is, did you eat this?
No.
Okay, that's fine. He did not eat that. Yeah. I'm. If you can guess what it is, I will be astounded. I mean, I know what it is. It's not good. All right. Okay. Everyone composed? Everybody ready? I don't know what to think. I've just tried to Google what I think it might be, and it's not. Let me just scroll all the way back up. Oh, goodness me. Okay, so God, there's a lot of comments. Right. First of all, Lewis, holy mother of God. Darren Graham Photography, WTF. David Bone. Good Lord, has Jack been cleaning septic tanks again? We are after 9 o'clock, so I'm going to say it. Welshie Kev. Holy fuck. Lewis. Well, it's done. Lynn Keeble. And there's loads of comments here. I'm not going to do these one by one. Lynn Keeble. WTF. Caitlin. Cannonballs. Jim. What in the actual fuck? Bruce. Cole? Gail. What the hell is that? Did you burn your dough balls? Welshie Kev. Is this what broke the oven? Lewis. Are the fire brigade still there? Alison. NASA wants to know what you used that survived that much heating for the new thermal protection on its rockets. Wow. Oh my gosh. This definitely gets a by the Lord Jesus. Oh dear. Gail. They look hard enough to smash Max's neighbor's greenhouse. Benny thinks it's onion bargies. Is he right? No. Jim Gemmell asking, are they meatballs? Lee Class, is it chicken?
No.
Okay, I'm now lost for words. No. Nabil says, that's the kid from Dubai. And if you don't know who that is, look in the chat. I don't think anyone is going to guess what this is. Lee Class says barbecue chicken. No. Fucking hell. All right. So very simply, Jack, what are they?
Burgers.
Beef burgers. Sorry, what I should have asked. What did they used to be? Beef burgers, ladies and gentlemen.
To think some poor cow died for this.
Some poor cow sacrificed its life to be cremated by Jack.
It's probably thinking to herself in the after like, hey, fuck you.
I don't. You know what it's like when you go for a walk, right? And you walk for a field where clearly cows have been in there, and you see like cow crap everywhere. That is what that is to me. To me, that is like cow crap that you scooped up on a plate, or horse shit. Alexander Elliott says, "No way on earth are they burgers. That is a beef burger, apparently, with the bun." Oh, Nabil says, "Even my 2-year-old's disappointed." Wow. Oh, Jack, you know you've done wrong when you're upsetting 2-year-olds. I got this in a flight sim stream, and I was literally like, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
But I tell you what, I did eat Bueno bar next to it.
The chocolate bar next to it. That's what it is. It's a melted Kinder Bueno on the beef burgers. Honestly, it's a little bit crazy. But I got sent it on the flight sim stream, and I literally sat there and my jaw just dropped. And I was like, please tell me you have not eaten them. And yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. I remember you. Yeah, Lynn Keeble remembers the reaction. It was not a good one. it was not a good one. Okay, so let's have a look here. Just hang on, because I've seen something that I'm not liking, and my other studio chat is catching up on itself. Hang on. Okay, just gonna time him out for that, because it's not funny. All right, not funny to make jokes about missing aircraft like that. Just gonna say. So I've stuck Max on timeout for that.
Goodbye for you.
Yeah, I can do it if you like. It's off to bed to you. No, off for bed for you. That's the one. It's off for. You're out of here, basically. It's off to bed for you. Yeah, Jim. I saw it. I was waiting for my chat to reload, and yeah, I was like, not having any of that. No, thank you. No, thank you. All right. So that has been, and this has totally thrown everybody off. It's off to ban for you. There you go. Like that from the bill. Very good. Yeah, that has been a wonderful return of a segment we haven't done for a while. Jack, that's what the last couple of weeks has been, I suppose, food-wise. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. That was the segment. Ian Meadows saying no bans from now on, just force feed them one of those burgers. It's not a bad shout, actually. Not a bad shout. All right. So that is that. Hopefully you've enjoyed not just the recap of the Paris Air Show, but of course the Cooking with Jack segment. Or Jack's, sorry, I shouldn't say that because I might get struck for saying those words. Jack's Cooking School segment. Now it is time for the Time for the giveaway. So if you weren't here for Tuesday's stream, you'll have seen that I mentioned about a giveaway, which we are starting tonight. So let me just turn my camera. And so you can actually see it right here. See it? See it? Okay. Here's what you're doing the giveaway for.
Oh, yes.
If you haven't seen it, here it is. It's honestly, it is actually quite heavy. This Qatar A380 model, kindly donated to the channel by Welshie Kev, is going to go to somebody's wonderful home. You are going to need space for it. It's huge. So you're going to need some space for it. It is absolutely massive. Like to the point where I literally probably have to come back to here. It's, I mean, I've got fairly big hands, right? So it's not even close. It's honestly massive. It's a stunning model. It really, really is. Absolutely stunning. So I will give you 30 seconds to get a pen and paper because you're going to want to know what the special code is for when the stream ends. And it has to be when it ends, because if you do it when the credits are on and it's still technically live where you can still type in the chat, it will not show up. So you have to wait for the entire thing to close down completely before I start getting the comments. So 30 seconds for a pen and paper, and I will show you the code for the giveaway. And then all you got to do is before Saturday is basically put this code into the chat, and you are in for a chance to win this A380, which I'm sitting here looking at it going, I'm going to miss it when it leaves. It's that good. It is literally that good. So yeah. Nabil, yes, when the stream is ended completely to the point where you can't type in it anymore, basically, right at the end. So I know, give it like 15 minutes afterwards or something, or 10 minutes afterwards, or 5-10 minutes, something like that. Okay, if everyone's ready, here is the code you are going to need to write down. Does it go in the comments? Yeah, so it goes in the comments after we finished. So when we've gone, the credits are done, I end the stream. I have to end it on the studio side of things as well. Give it about 5 minutes or so. Go back on to the onto the stream, and then when it starts from the very beginning of the stream, that's when you know it's completely finished. And then chuck the phrase into the comments, and you're automatically entered. So here is your phrase for this week. I thought very long and hard about this, and then this evening has made me change it. So here is your code. Burnt burger balls. Yes, do not put it. Do not put it in the live chat. But burnt burger balls is what you want. It doesn't have to be in capital letters. Doesn't have to be capital letters. So you've got till Saturday to enter. And again, I will pop it on the in the comments as well after we're done. Yeah, enter it into the chat, into the comments rather, and you'll be in with a chance to win the stunning Qantas then Qatar A380 model, and it will go to one of you lucky people. So yes, there you go. We are done. We're going to go and do some shout outs now. But firstly, big thank you to those that have donated on Kofi Mania, which I now feel like I have to get an emoji of Kofi Kingston just for Kofi Mania. But yeah, thank you for donating on there. Thank you for the super chats. Nabil says Qatar is my favorite airline, Tom, so I Greta win this. How dare you? Yes, thank you for the donations and stuff, not just tonight, but throughout the entire times that people have been doing it, especially today with the stream that decided to go to tits up. We're going to do some shout outs. If you have any shout outs yourselves, get them into the chat and we will show them on screen as and when they pop up and as we do ours. So, Jack, you first.
Right, no problem. So, first shout outs I want to do is to my mum, my dad, my brother.
It's not an awards evening, Jack.
To the chat, you are all just. I love you all so much. Tom, as always, for helping me so much with YouTube as well. I mean, I know I couldn't believe it. I hit 130 odd. So, and just to everyone.
Short and sweet. I like it. A huge thank you to everybody who has watched this evening. You've all been brilliant. You've all added so many shout outs coming through now. I'm literally just having to go through them. Yeah, big thank you to everyone that's watched. A big thank you to everyone that's contributed to the chat. Jack for co-hosting the show with no trouble whatsoever. So absolutely fantastic. We've managed to get through it. The next show that we have coming up is Rate My Liveries. The person doing it will be announced during the week. I need to get confirmation first. Hasn't been on the show before, so it's somebody brand new. So I'd like for everybody to welcome him. It is him. Welcome him to the community and things like that once it's announced. I can't remember if he said he was very shy or not, but yeah. So that'll get announced throughout the week. But yeah, all that's left for me to say is a big thank you to you lot. Next Flight Sim stream is Tuesday. I forget what I've scheduled, but it's something. Hang on. I'm also sure it will work. Let me just look. Oh, yes, we're doing Malev Boeing 737-600 from Budapest to Zurich. So that's what we're doing. I completely forgot what I did then. Yeah, so re-bringing up the old Malev Hungarian Airlines operations from Budapest to Zurich on Tuesday. So that should be a lot of fun. So for now, Jack, do you want to say goodbye to those that are still watching?
Right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make this week your own. You're all absolute brilliant people, and goodbye. Love you guys.
Very quickly, because I haven't done it yet, there is a charity day coming up. At back end of August, I wasn't going to mention it at the moment because we're still sort of getting the planning in place. But yes, there is a charity stream coming up towards the end of August. It'll be a 12-hour stream. There'll be lots of things happening, like the quiz, like Rate My Liveries, like the drop-ins, like what's the other one? Quiz, drop-in, Model Mania as well. And we're getting some bits and bobs sorted for that. If you want to be part of that, we are doing it for the mental health charity Mind as well. So all done for a very good cause. There'll be more info as the weeks roll on. But if you want to be part of it and part of any of the shows there, it's all for good fun. No, not going to take it too seriously, but like I say, it's for a good cause. If you want to be part of it and part of the quiz, Rate My Liveries, whatever, get in touch, let us know, or just come on for a chat, let us know, and we'll get you scheduled in for that mammoth 12-hour stream on, I think, 27th of August, I think is when we're planning to do it. So huge 12-hour stream. I'm not ready for it, but we'll go for it anyway, and see what we can do and have a lot of fun doing it as well. So for now, take care, everybody. Brand new start of a working week, which is going to be absolutely crap. Not crap, but whatever. It's a Monday. Monday is what it is. But take care, everybody. Look after yourselves. And if I don't see you before Tuesday, or even after Tuesday, I will see you most likely for the SETV streams or Nabil's streams. Do check out Nabil, by the way. His flight sim streams are very good. He streams every day from 5:30 in the afternoon. So if you've got nothing on and you don't really know what to watch, do check him out. It's well worth a watch. But I will see you Tuesday for the next flight sim stream on this channel. And Jack may be here a lot sooner than you think. So take care, everybody, and we'll see you for the next one. And don't do anything I wouldn't do, which apparently is not a lot. Take care, everybody. Wave to the camera, Jack. Tally bye.
Bye. Stay off Love Honey, Max.
Got something to tell you. I've got news for you. Gonna put some wheels in motion. Get ready, 'cause we're coming through. Hey now, hear what I say now. We'll be there for you. The Bingo bus is coming and everybody's jumping. New York to San Francisco and into